Hey guys, Dantix here, bringing you some more Assassin's Creed Valhalla information. Since the not quite gameplay reveal, we have received very little information. I'm assuming almost radio silence from the team as they lick their wounds. However, your man Dan has gathered some juicy hors d'oeuvres for you to sink your teeth into while we wait for that main course. In today's video, I'll be running through instant kills, hidden blade, romances, grime removal, game size, and what you can expect in the actual gameplay and more. Put your bibs on. Before we start, if you want to win yourself a Nintendo Switch, the link to enter is below. Best of luck, and don't forget to drop this video a like and comment if you feel up to it. So, it's been confirmed that you won't need to grind side missions and enemies to progress. Not being the power you need to be to approach a mainline mission won't be an issue in Valhalla. Press Start Australia, which you should check out after the video, asked Ashraf, a lot of people felt that Odyssey forced you to grind certain parts of the game to take on enemies or missions. Has that been looked at and balanced here? To which he responded, well, with Valhalla, with the balancing of the game, it's our angle. Our goal is just to let players play the content they want. So people want to focus on narrative, there's no issue there. People want to focus on their settlement, again, no issue there. If you played Odyssey, there were times where you would have to undertake busy work in order to level up to the appropriate power in order to continue. That'll be a thing of the past in Valhalla, as you can now do whatever your heart tells you. Speaking of heart, romances, according to Stevia.com, relationships will be making a return in Valhalla. Narrative director Darby McDevitt said, in response to a question about homosexual relationships, yeah, there's a lot of romances to be had that can be found all over the map, and you can choose how to approach them in any way you see fit. There was some controversy, if you remember, with Odyssey, where you could engage in any form of relationship, but then in a DLC, spoiler alert for about 5 seconds, it forced you to marry and have a child. So, welcome back everyone else. Ubisoft apologized and it seems it won't happen again. Personally, I didn't follow the outrage or really care in the slightest, but those who did would be happy to note that you can roleplay however you want and won't be locked in. After all, it is an RPG. Odyssey was a massive one at that, with lots of dead empty areas. According to Push Square, AC Valhalla won't be the longest or biggest game in the series. In a Middle Eastern article, a dev suggested that there will be more time spent on quality over quantity. As someone who finished Odyssey, I can safely say I prefer a smaller game. It was big. It's too big. Lots of missions that didn't need to be there, lots of grinding, lots of empty space. It was a fantastic game, don't get me wrong, but I like that they're pushing more quality this time around. So according to the creative director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I've mentioned previously, Ashraf Ismail, the game is bringing back the hidden blade, which we've seen in the reveal trailer, but it's confirmed to be lethal enough to pull off one-hit kills. This was a feature long removed from the series, as Odyssey's main character didn't use one and Origin's hidden blade wasn't worth using, really. However, it's seemingly making its way back. Ashraf has taken notes from some fans screaming how the series has lost its way, and this is one such nod to them. He goes on to say, we wanted to look at the old games and see the greatness that those games had and acknowledge what's great about the updated formula. There was an identity and a uniqueness that we want to bring back from Valhalla. So I, for one, am glad he's trying to return parts of Valhalla to its roots, but I'm also glad for the changes. I'm not firmly one side or the other when it comes to purist or change, because at the end of the day, this is an RPG focused channel and that's where my interests lie. Personally, a lot of changes really made the AC series for me. However, the whole stealth aspect and even aspects of the classic combat are things I miss in the latest iterations. However, Ashraf continues, Eivor receives the hidden blade quite early on. We continue with the idea that Eivor is not a trained assassin, is a Viking who receives this badass weapon and has to learn very quickly. Early in the experience, Eivor will learn a technique that, with the right timing, can one-shot kill virtually anybody. So, there we go. It seems you'll get access to this powerful weapon at the beginning, but will not have the experience to use it. It's already confirmed that there isn't a traditional level up system. Instead of levels, you'll be investing in abilities. So I foresee you needing to significantly invest in a stealth or hidden blade tree to get access to its true unlimited power. So we mentioned having stealth return in a way that fans are familiar, and social stealth is one such aspect. The ability to blend into crowds and remain undetected while out in the open. Not sure how exactly a hulking Viking will pull this off, but Ashraf explains more. We have a cool new spin on it, but yes, social stealth is back. The idea that a Norse person or a Viking isn't a place they're not wanted, for them to sort of go incognito and kind of hide in the crowd, if you will, made a lot of sense. He also said that bringing social stealth back was a major piece of ensuring that Valhalla exhibits the series' most distinctive traits. So there you have it, more ways of being a stealthy Viking for those who don't want to rush in with a slashy hacky wacky playstyle. So Ashraf, heard your outrage at not seeing any actual gameplay in the gameplay trailer reveal. I was guilty of watching at 3 AM and being happy with what I saw, but waking up the next day, I kind of hoped my expectations were set lower. He promises more in-depth gameplay in the future. It just so happens that the future will be July the 12th during an Ubisoft E3 style showcase. Lots of publishers will be hosting their own events since E3 wasn't a thing this year, with the Xbox Series X event just passing to underwhelming response. So on July the 12th, expect actual gameplay along with titles like Watch Dogs, Far Cry and more. I won't prattle on about those titles since this is an AC video, but I got to play Watch Dogs this time last year at E3 and it was incredibly fun to wreck house as a crippled 75-year-old woman. Eat shit, sonny. The German Ubisoft store recently revealed content coming to AC Valhalla in the Season Pass, which includes a story mission, The Legend of Beowulf. So it says exactly, discover the cruel truth behind the legend. For those who don't know about the legend, it's a poem about the hero Beowulf who saves the king of the Danes from a monster called Gendril. It may have you playing as the hero, but I'd like to see the mission from Eivor's perspective. Cruel truth does suggest twists and turns to the story, and I'm excited to see what it brings. So that's it for today's meal. If you liked what you saw, be sure to do the standard YouTube stuff and check out my competition. I'll be back very soon with more AC and RPG content. Bye friends.